guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome to another FIFA video, and today we're going to be hitting you with another one of those hypothetical what-if experiment videos, but this time for the World Cup. And more specifically, we are going to be putting a team that didn't qualify for the World Cup, that very easily could have qualified for the World Cup, or maybe should have qualified for the World Cup, into the World Cup. I've said the word World Cup like how many times now? What I'm thinking about doing is, and let me know if you want to see more of it, but I'm going to take teams that didn't qualify to the World Cup and place them in the World Cup to see how they go. And we're starting with, of course, if you read the title, the Netherlands. There are plenty of nations that didn't make the World Cup, but of course the Netherlands, who went very, very far in the World Cup only last time out, not even being able to qualify for this one, was a bit of a shock. So what I've done is, I've gone into the FIFA 18 World Cup mode, I've put the Netherlands in the World Cup, and we are going to see how they're going to go. So let's get this one underway. The Netherlands at the FIFA 18 World Cup. I put them in Group F, and I've swapped them in with Sweden, who I believe they would have ended up taking their spot anyway had they made the World Cup. Don't quote me on it, but I think that is how it would have worked. So I've put them in Group F, and looking at their starting 11, it's an interesting one. It's a default 5 at the back formation that I'm just going to stick with because it's probably the best suited for this national side. Of course, no Iron Robin for the Netherlands. There's a few names actually missing for them. Got a solid, pretty decent back four of Van Dijk, De Vrij, De Ligt and stuff in their midfield of Wijnaldum, Proper and Van Ginkel. Depay and Quincy Promes up front. Quincy Promes is a guy I've wanted to sign in a career mode for goddamn ages now, but it hasn't ever happened yet. We've got a decent number of players on the bench, but no real standout superstars. There's no one player in this side that is like 85, I don't even think 84 rated. It's not a super high rated team, honestly, and maybe it's not too surprising they didn't make it to the World Cup, but still, the first game of the World Cup will be against South Korea. So, a hopeful chance of maybe getting off to a relatively good start in the World Cup.
Well, in this competition, we've reached the group stage, Alan. Match day one.
Yeah, one of those where you want to get off to a good start. Of course you do. So both sides aiming to do that.
Action all the way on EA Sports from Russia. And we concentrate today on the Netherlands against South Korea. Now, this is the lineup for the Netherlands today. Jasper Cillessen plays in goal. Jorginho Wijnaldum starts with Marco van Ginkel in the engine room. And it's rounded off the team with these two strikers.
So this is it, everybody. The Netherlands, in this reality, have made the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Let's see how we get on. I am playing on World Class for this one because let me tell you that the gameplay in the World Cup mode, I swear it's a little bit different. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I definitely couldn't just play a few games of FIFA 18 and jump straight into the World Cup mode. There was definitely something a bit different. They have made alterations for sure. As South Korea actually got a bit of a chance there, and running down that left-hand side, whipped in the cross. Thankfully, the header goes over the bar, and there weren't a super amount of chances. Again, I'm still sort of warming up to the new gameplay at this point, and honestly, I've kind of given away a really poor opportunity and let South Korea just get a free goal. It was really not good enough with the clearance. I just tried to pass it out and I was a little too cocky, gave it away in a horrible area, and South Korea took the lead. It was terrible, but up the middle we go. Quincy Promes, where it seems he's got no space and no regard to have a shot from inside that box with the amount of defenders that were around him. He's able to find a way to get it off. I don't think the defender's done as amazing a job as he could have of maybe getting stuck in and trying to win that ball back when he's that close to goal, but either way, we're making some changes now. Kenny Tete coming off for Terrell Janmaat coming on and playing a World Cup. There you go. Of course, I mean, he played at the last World Cup in Brazil, and I remember he assisted that amazing Van Persie goal, of course. Van Persie not playing for the Netherlands either. Memphis Depay with the fake shot to cut in on the defender. It's just too easy, surely. The defender went absolutely nowhere whilst trying to stay in the way of Memphis Depay there. But he's able to get his shot off. 75 minutes into the game. I think I've finally gotten the hang of it, and I was able to put two in the back of the net, able to get back from being 1-0 down, and all I had to do was either put one more away or hang on to the victory that I have got. As we continue on down this left-hand side with Tony Verlaine, plenty of space for Depay. We can put the icing on the cake and seal the 3 points. The Ronaldo chop from Depay, tried the finesse into the side netting, didn't quite work out, but there's surely no time for Korea to respond, and indeed there wasn't. And we will pick up the first 3 points in our first game at the World Cup. It's a good start for the Netherlands so far. Hopefully there's more to come. And then we move on into what is surely the toughest game that we may end up playing at this World Cup, depending on how far we go. But Germany versus Netherlands, easily the toughest game in our group. We are going up against the current reigning world champions. They are looking to defend their title. They're probably going to get very close. They're looking to go all the way, and I'm sure they're looking to get the 3 points against the Netherlands for sure. And underway in this game, Germany versus Netherlands, easily the most difficult group game that we will have to play, of course. And who knows how it's going to go for us. If we don't pick up a point here, or, you know, that 3 would be amazing. But if we can't manage to get some points or a point in this game, then it will be difficult. But Wijnaldum's got all the space in the world to run on through. Memphis Depay, there was one defender who was covering both him and Wijnaldum. So honestly, he had to make a decision, ended up leaving Depay. He had the space, just a little pass from Wijnaldum into Memphis Depay, and he got it done. But Germany on the counter-attack, my defense a little bit exposed, and look at that finish from Werner. That is extraordinary. You're going to see a replay of it at a much better angle. Take a look at this. It just squeezes in. Surely it's curling inside of the post as well. It would have surely been going wide, but just finds a way to sneak in. What a finish. And it is tied up 1-1. I knew the game wouldn't be that easy, but once again, Memphis Depay is going to get a chance. Has a shot, but oh my God, Manuel Neuer, who has gotten back to full health, and he is going to be starting for Germany, or at least according to FIFA. The cross in couldn't be dealt with by the Dutch defender, and thankfully Sillerson is able to grab and hold onto it. But yeah, pretty tense and pretty tight first half, pretty even honestly, and much more full flowing as well compared to the first game I played against Korea. So now moving on, 70 minutes into this one, it's getting pretty deep. Wijnaldum with the shot from deep, just outside the box, and again Neuer making another big save, and it was looking like maybe this thing is going to end 1-1. But in the 89th, 90th minute, right before or even into stoppage time, Tete with the chance, and he fires it in off of the crossbar, only just managing to cross the goal line, but it is a goal. We do have goal line technology. It's like Frank Lampard all over again. This time the Germans aren't going to get away with it. I don't know what I was going for there with Kenny Tete. The finish has just gone right up the middle. Neuer's had to jump over, I think, Joshua Kimmich, who's on the deck, and that ball has only just managed to cross the line, and it's extraordinary. If this was 2010, if this was the World Cup in South Africa, I probably wouldn't have got that goal, and this game may have ended in a draw. It may still end in a draw. Germany going for it, but a good tackle from Proper, and that would be that. A massive result, a huge upset. The Dutch have beaten Germany in the group stage, and maybe their path to getting out of the group, Germany, isn't as easy as they would have hoped it would be. No, they're only on 3 points after 2 games, and now it's not exactly certain. Mexico breathing down their necks. Of course, Korea weren't able to pick up a win, so again, we are going to have to play Mexico once more, or we are going to have to play Mexico, and if they end up picking up a win and Germany struggle against Korea, or again goal difference, there's a chance we may not even see Germany get out of the group. Even that is still a stretch. It's still possible, but the final game of our group stage would be between Mexico and the Netherlands, so we will see how this one ends up as well. And after picking up 2 wins in my first 2 games, I was feeling good. Quincy Promes tried the shot along the ground, and it was so close. Their goalkeeper is wearing an all-orange kit as well, so that could get a bit confusing. Wijnaldum holding up the ball. Van Ginkel making the move. The Cruyff turn by the Dutchman. Oh, how sweet it is! And then the finish in the bottom right-hand corner. How good is it? It's a 1-0 lead within 20 minutes to the Netherlands. We are running riot in Group F. This is brilliant to see, and we take the lead against Mexico. Germany will probably thank us for that as well, because now that probably means they're going to be going through, depending on how they're going against Korea. Not some great defending, not my finest piece of defending for sure on that occasion, but thankfully it doesn't end up in a goal. And again, trying to work at the Dutch. Promes, it's a bit of an awkward one toward the end, and it appears as though Tete was offside anyway. My fullbacks were getting up pretty decently, you know, and that's definitely what I was hoping would be the case. I know it was a 5 at the back formation, but I still wanted my fullbacks to really get up forward as much as possible. As Mexico, we were not able to put them away, you know. They were coming for it. They really were, but with only 10 or 15 minutes left to go, you can see how hard they were pushing because there was only one defender back. Depay is able to find a way to get past Guardado, only Ochoa in his way, and he's chipped him and put it into the back of the net to maybe end it and to seal 9 points out of 9 for the Dutch in the group stage. After not qualifying in real life, we're going to go through and pick up all 9 points in this game. And how sweet is this chip? Just watching it in slow motion, it'll get into the net eventually. Oh, how sweet is that, rustling the net? Excellent stuff. And that would do it. A 9-point performance in the group stage. We will finish on top. Of course, we still had to wait to see if Germany ended up making it through, but the fact that we were able to dispatch Mexico 2-0, probably you would imagine that Germany would have been able to have picked up at least a point against Korea, and they did indeed with a 2-0 win. So we finish on 9 points, they finish on 6 points, and this is how the round of 16 looks. Uruguay faced Spain and they ended up beating them. France faced Argentina and France went on getting through. Germany versus Belgium is the other quarterfinal. Portugal versus Croatia, and Australia did end up making it out of their group in this one, which I'm going to take. And then of course we end up facing Serbia, and we'll have to play the winner of Japan versus England. But now that we've made it out of the group stage and done it convincingly, winning all of our games, even one in the super late 90th minute against Germany, with some absolute scenes with the ball just cannoning off the crossbar and going over the goal line by the smallest of margins, we now face Serbia, who I'm not going to try to underestimate by any means. They do have some decent players, but it's been a bit of a mad with the kit selection. I will be the first to admit it. I'm not sure what's going on there, but still moving on. It was a tight affair in the first half as we were going back and forth, not a lot of chances. Wijnaldum from downtown yet again, this time denied by the goalkeeper. That happened to him in the Germany game so many times. I let fly with him from outside of the box so often, but could never quite find a way to beat the goalkeeper. And in this one as well, the first half, you're going to see the Serbian goalkeeper make so many goddamn saves in this game. It's mental. I even got a free kick with Memphis Depay. Could he keep this one out though? Yes, he could. That may have just been going in, maybe hitting the crossbar and going out again. Maybe either going out or just finding another way over the goal line like the one we scored with Tete toward the end of the Germany game. But this goalkeeper was going in an overdrive. He punches it off of Wijnaldum and it goes out for a goal kick. I swear I didn't think I was going to be able to get past him. But then in the 82nd minute, Van Ginkel, Promes gets sent through. Is it going to be another chance for him? Yes, it will. And he's able to finally get away past the goalkeeper, driving it low and hard across the face of goal and into the side netting. We take the lead with only about 8 minutes left to go in regular time, and it had been coming for a long time. In the second half, we'd just been dominant with our chances. We just weren't able to get by this goddamn goalkeeper. But finally, a quality chance presented itself. We were trying to put it away toward the end, but we couldn't do it. Serbia, they were threatening in the first. They weren't really doing much in the second. And the Netherlands were going to make the quarterfinals now. It just continued for them. But again, looking at the results of all the other games, we did, of course, just beat Serbia 1-0. And England ended up beating Japan, which means we would have to face them in the quarterfinals coming up. It's going to be another exciting game, but are we able to go even further than this? Can we make the semi-finals of the World Cup with the Netherlands after they didn't even qualify in the first place? I think either one of these two countries will take making the quarterfinals, both the Dutch and England, especially the Dutch considering they're not even in it. But we have a horrible start to this game where I foul one of the English attackers with delights, and it ends up being a penalty within the first 5 minutes. Kane stepped up to take it, but Sillerson goes the right way and he's able to make the save, so it's still 0-0. A bit of a scare to begin the game, but we've gotten away with it. But I tell you what, in this first half, England were coming at us. We had Jamie Vardy letting go from downtown. You'll definitely see a few shots from outside of the box for sure. Kyle Walker pushing down that right-hand side. Raheem Sterling was in for a big day too. Really, England were in fine form, and Harry Kane again coming so close. I was not able to do anything in this first half. As you can see, it's nearly wrapping up, and another strike going over the bar. I was lucky to get out of that half without conceding a goal. Hopefully, looking to turn things around in the second. And we sort of somewhat did here. Tete with the cross into Depay, just trying to find a way to get it in across the face of goal, but it was way too tight an angle. He's put it off target. But late on, in the 60th or just about 60th minute, Raheem Sterling, he's just in the 6-yard box or just outside the 6-yard box. He's allowed to push so deep and get so close to goal, and the defenders were hugging off him. They were keeping him onside. We, after that goal, after we finally conceded, started to get a little bit of control back. Wijnaldum again. I've tried outside of the box so many times with him, and again so close. This time denied by the woodwork and not by the goalkeeper. And in the end, England, they would just be a little too much for the Netherlands, and we would unfortunately be knocked out in the quarterfinals. Our run ends there, but there you go. Netherlands, after not making the World Cup, had they made it, I was able to get all the way to the quarterfinals with them. So, I mean, we go down to England, but I'll take it. But it is going to end at the quarterfinals for the Netherlands. I'm sure they'd 100% take that in real life, especially since they're not even at the World Cup this time around. But yes, I could only make the quarterfinals this time around with the Dutch. Let me know if you want to see another video like this one, guys, where I take another nation that nearly qualified and put them in the World Cup and play through to see how far I can take them. Just let me know, guys, but that will do it for me. Till the next video, my name is the MasterBucks. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.